This is just a quick tutorial to show you how to use the live paint options on Illustrator. So as you can see, I've got an illustration on my screen. If you look closely, you can see the photo that the student has traced is behind the illustration. I'm just going to zoom out. You do need to move the photo out of the way. That's the first thing you need to do. If you've got your photo in the background, the live paint options won't work properly. So just drag that out of the way. Now you might choose to leave this here so you can reference the colours, but it will need deleting eventually. So you could either leave it there whilst you're colouring in, or you can just delete it straight away. The first thing I need to do is draw a rectangle around the edge of my canvas, my artboard. So that doesn't need a fill or a stroke, it's just basically to create a path around the edge. So when I've done that, I can get my selection tool and then I just highlight the whole of that illustration, and it will highlight all the paths I've drawn and the box that I put around the outside. And if you go to Object, your Live Paint options are in the Object menu and scroll down to Live Paint. And to begin with, you just click on Make and it will turn it into a Live Paint canvas. To use the Live Paint, we do need our Advanced toolbar. So if you go to the Edit toolbar at the bottom of your toolbar down there, and then click on the top right hand corner and click on Advanced, you probably get to the point where you want the Advanced toolbar for most things you're going to do anyway. Okay, so now we've got access to the Live Paint option. It's behind the Shape Builder. The Shape Builder is used in the previous tutorial. So if you just hold down on that and get Live Paint, and then you've got a paint bucket. And you can see as I hover over the image, it's sort of bringing a red border up, and that's showing which area it will colour in when I start picking my colours and colouring it in. But I just want to show you a couple of other things on the Live Paint menu before I do that. So if I just highlight over the whole thing again and then go to Live Paint, and then you've got the gap options. We need to look at this. So the gap options, it basically detects any gaps you've got in your drawing. So in a very complex illustration, you will find that you've got gaps in where the lines join to each other. And what the gap options does is allow you to put a path in that will mean that those gaps are closed, but you won't actually see these new paths in the final illustration. So you've got small gaps, medium gaps, large gaps, and as I click through, you can see there's gaps in each of those sections. So if I just click on Close Gaps with Paths, and then just OK that. I'm just going to go back to the gap options to show you something. So if we go back to Live Paint and go to gap options, you can see that you need to tick your gap detection again. Now I've just closed all the gaps on this illustration, but what you'll probably find as you're designing is that you will start colouring in and you think, oh, maybe I need a line there, maybe I need to edit this a little bit. So you might need to go back to your gap options. So that's what you need to look out for if that becomes an issue for you. So I'll just OK that. Okay, so we're now at the point where we can start colouring this in, and it's really, really straightforward. So if we just get our Live Paint bucket, and obviously there's multiple ways you can pick what colours you're going to use. I'll just keep it nice and straightforward. So you literally pick your colours, you can do it from the toolbar or from the appearance menu, and you can start colouring in your image. So nice and straightforward. Okay, so that's how to use Live Paint.